Hi, thanks for watching this video. I'm going to tell you my story with hyperthyroidism starting 4 years ago. Back then, I was suffering from hyperthyroidism and hyperthyroid symptoms. What I did not know at the time is it was definitely ruining my life. I couldn't seem to focus on anything, and I was irritable more often than not. I was fatigued a great deal of the time, and I seemed to be more nervous about things than I used to be. My hair was falling out, and I was losing weight, which was something I needed, but not to the extent it seemed to be happening. Also, every now and then I would feel better, but it was always short-lived, and the symptoms would return, sometimes worse than before. I seemed to be falling apart, and I did not know why. My work began to suffer, and my home life was not the happy place it used to be. Others around me were tired of my irritability, and I was enjoying life less and less with each passing day. Good friends were quickly becoming enemies, and social invitations were disappearing. Even people I had lunch with on occasion were turning down my invitation. And then I almost incantly found this website about a disease called Graves' disease and hyperthyroidism, and this caught my attention. I will show you in a second here. And I found this article that had a lot of information about the symptoms I was researching. And the more I read, the more I knew I found the root of all of my symptoms and medical issues. The article also contained a link to the Graves' disease and hyperthyroidism remedy report. I had absolutely nothing to lose and everything to gain by purchasing this report, and the cost of the report was certainly less than the cost of any medication I might be prescribed if this is the diagnosis. As soon as my payment was processed, the booklet would be delivered by secure download. I could begin reading right away, and hopefully on my way to figuring a few things out and take the necessary steps to make myself, and more importantly, my life better. As I began reading the report, I knew I was on to something. I learned what Graves' disease and hyperthyroidism was, and the symptoms associated with this affliction. As I read the material, I started to feel a lot better. I had a name for the symptoms, and soon discovered there were steps I could take to manage those symptoms. Some of the other things I learned about Graves' disease and hyperthyroidism is there's no cure. It can be managed with surgery or medication or a combination of the two. Medication is only proven to be effective about 30% of the time, and there are side effects associated with the medication that might relieve the symptoms of Graves' disease and hyperthyroidism, but does not bring about a better sense of health. Surgery often depends on the age of the sufferer, the degree of illness, and the personal choice of the sufferer regarding surgery. Leaving my symptoms untreated was not an option. Complications brought on by not treating the disease can be serious and just makes matters worse. The report I was reading offered alternative remedies to medications and surgery. I discovered the remedies offered in the book were all natural. It did not involve dangerous medication that might cause other problems later on or compromise the integrity of my already shaky health, and it did not involve surgery. The ingredients were readily available at my local grocery and health food store. I did not have to seek out a witch doctor to find the ingredients or create strange concoctions. There are a number of natural remedies available, and if one doesn't work, something else will. It may take some trial and error to find the fix that is effective, but since all the ingredients are natural, there's no danger of over-medicating or mixing medications by switching to another fix. I started with the Graves tea and incorporated a protein drink into my daily beverage intake. I also undertook an exercise program as well as added yard work to my repertoire of activities to build up a good sweat. Just after a few days of new and improved routines and diet additions, I could feel the symptoms begin to subside. I could not believe how much better I felt and how much more energy I had. After a few months of drinking the tea and exercising more, I noticed my symptoms were kept at bay. I am on what I call a maintenance routine and could not be happier. And all I did was follow the advice in a book entitled The Graves' Disease and Hyperthyroidism Remedy Report. I put the link to the website in the description. You get a 37% cash rebate there if you purchase through the link. So I recommend you go there and get this report as long as it's available. Thanks for watching. Until next time.